Hello, welcome back to Mama on Paper. I wanted to do a flip through of my current everyday carry traveler's notebook in the pocket size, and I've really been enjoying it. So I purchased this at the beginning of September, the cover, and I had also purchased some pocket notebooks to go inside as the inserts and everything, and I've played around with several different setups and configurations of how I would like everything. And if you've seen my previous video on this, you'll notice that I took off the charm. I think the charms are super aesthetic and very pretty, and they're gorgeous, but for some reason I just can't deal with the click clacking and the sounds that it constantly makes, and don't really exactly know why, but it's just I guess I'm like really overstimulated in the sound department. If you're new here, I have 2 young children, and you know, the constant tantrums and screaming, and on good days, laughter, in addition to other sounds like the television or any type of podcasts or music. But all of that compiled together, I get overstimulated extremely fast. So for some reason, that little clasp charm, I think is so gorgeous, but I can't do it. So anyways, I just want to do a flip of this. I did just get this pen. It came in a pack of 6, and the reason I got these pens is because it's a 4-in-1, but it includes the color green. And I do have a uni Jetstream that's a 4-in-1, but it doesn't have green. Oh no, yeah, it does have, it's a 5-in-1 actually. It does have green, but it also has a pencil, but it's extremely heavy, and I wanted something lighter. And I actually do have a uni Jetstream with the 3-in-1, which is lighter, and it has a soft grip, and I actually really love this pen, but it doesn't have green. And I really wanted green, so I found this one on Amazon. Although they're both ballpoint pens, Uni Jetstream is definitely far superior as far as the ink goes for the ballpoint pens. I hardly ever have an issue with like the goop that you get with the ink, but as you can tell, this pen, I've used it for a day so far, and the only reason this is here is because my daughter was drawing with this pen, and she's 2, and she ended up getting the red goopy ink all over the barrel. And you know, so there's black, there's red, there's blue, and green. And you'll see why the green is important, but I really need this green, and I'm just kind of sad that the ink is less, I can't even, the ink is just super goopy. So it's like I do really want to use this pen, but it doesn't have green. So anyways, I digress. Okay, so this is a notebook that I actually cut down to size from the Dollar Tree. It's just a blank notebook, no layout or anything, it's just blank, because I use this as a sketchbook. And I put this in here because I was carrying a sketchbook and a pocket notebook like this, completely separate from each other. And I was carrying them around the house. And this originally is like a B6 size, this sketchbook notebook situation. And quite honestly, like, I kind of got tired of carrying both of them. So I would either carry one or I'd carry the other. But I use this one for like scratch notes and my catch-all and my rapid log of the day, because I like to memory keep in a separate notebook, but I have a terrible memory. And I guess what I've seen on the internet is called like time blindness. And you know, I don't necessarily think I have ADHD, but based off of a lot of people that have actually been diagnosed and what they talk about as far as like their symptoms or things that they learned about through their diagnosis. I feel like I might have that. But I do have a lot of time blindness, so time will pass and I'll just won't be aware of it, which is actually why I got this watch. You can tell it's 11:30 at night. And I got this watch for my birthday. My husband got it for me, and I use it 24/7. If it's not this one, I do have another Cassia that my brother got me a couple years back, but it's the one that I just wear around the house most of the time. Anyway, so I cut this down so it'll fit in here, but I did get this idea from a woman called Emma Cavill Sketches here on YouTube, and I just wrote down some notes here. So she has her pocket notebook size sketchbook in her traveler's notebook. Her first insert is her scratch notes and her bullet journal. Her second one is a weekly calendar, and her third one is a sketchbook, which obviously you need to set up your traveler's notebook or any notebook in general the way that you would use it. And so I tried the sketchbook in the back and I just don't enjoy that, so I put it in the front, and it's been a game changer. I use this thing all the time. Couple of Coffee Monsters Co stickers that I just have, you know, lying around, and I started this little one on the 18th of October. So I'll just show you a few sketches that I'm actually kind of proud of. I was gonna write wine incorrectly, so I crossed it off. Yeah, just we had a Coffee Monsters Co meetup. This was the table, or part of the table. I didn't draw everything. My daughter sleeping, my son sleeping. So cute. Yeah, this one's not that great. There's a couple of really good ones. We went to the orchard. I take things in here, as you could tell. Movie ticket. This was at a bar. Not a good photo of my daughter. I really love how these came out. We went here for my birthday. Morton's Steakhouse. So good. And this was a card from the restaurant. And let's see, is there any other one in here? So I do want to say that I love having a sketchbook in here because my kids are always with me, and my daughter, she just wants to do what I do, you know, and so she loves drawing in my notebook, and so I just let her draw. And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll let her draw, and then I'll draw something that I see in her drawing in a different color, or, you know, paint over it and what I see in her drawing, and then I show her later, and she just loves that. So her artistic expression. She's adorable. Oh, my kid's on Halloween. So she was an elephant. He was a lion. Anywho, yeah, this was at the park. I like to glue things in. My daughter was drinking tea this morning, strawberry hibiscus, and I took them to the park. So anyway, that's the first insert. This is something I got from AliExpress. It's a wallet insert, so there's a zipper pocket here, and then on the back there is card slots. There's two. There's one here and one here, and then a pen loop that comes attached, which I love that. So the only thing I keep in here right now is one sticker release paper that I put stickers on from Target that my daughter got, a little bit of washi tape, and some sticker dots. They're basically like adhesive dots that you just get from the dollar store. Great deal. It comes in a lot of them because I do like to stick an ephemera to my sketchbook. Got this bulldog clip from Daiso, and I do keep blotter paper right here, which I'm so glad I do because, like I said, this pen gets goopy, and so what I've been recently doing is wiping off the goop before I write, or as I'm drawing, I'll wipe off goop and then keep drawing. Next, this is an insert that I made. You guys, I made little pocket notebooks. And this is actually, I think, a passport size, because this wallet insert is a passport size and this is a passport size, which honestly I just ripped out paper from my Sterling ink common planner that I wasn't going to use because I already moved into my memory keeper notebook for 2026 in the year of 2025. So anyways, I will show you a brief snippet of that. But I tore out the back pages that I wasn't using, which was quite a lot, to be honest with you. And I cut them down to size, and I did a stitched binding, which I actually have one here, I can show you, that I made. So I did a stitch binding from a video that I seen on YouTube, which I think I'll link it because I don't really remember the name. No, I'm sorry, her name is Passport Pages, but she gives 3 different videos on how to make pocket notebooks or passport notebooks. There's a sticker from Coffee Monsters Co. And her tutorial is just so easy to follow. And I just got the supplies and made it myself. So I made them both on November 8th, stamped it, and yeah, just a few pages. And these are Tomoe River paper, so super lightweight. They are fountain pen friendly, although I'm not using a fountain pen in this notebook setup. But I love stitch binding notebooks, so very pleased with that. But yeah, so what I started doing with this one, put a Coffee Monsters Co. sticker on both of them in the front, put the date, a video from Tori on paper. She had her expenses, because she uses hers as a wallet, which I am going to test out using this as a wallet. I did buy sticky pockets from Amazon that are going to be coming on Saturday, so I won't be able to show you in this video, but I do plan on putting a pocket here and then also putting a pocket back here under where this one is to house my cards, in addition to right here, and in the zipper pocket I'll probably put some cash because I do like to have an emergency $20 bills in here, but I spent it. So back to this. So she has a color code in her video, which is just genius. But this is where the green comes in. So there's blue for bills. So, okay, wait, my color code is different from hers. There are a couple things that are different in my little setup from hers, but it's just how my brain works. So blue, bills, red, day-to-day expenses, and green will be income or like no spend days. So she drew out a calendar. So I did the same. I love having a monthly calendar. November sticker, which I actually got in some Happy Mail from a pen pal that I made from the Coffee Monsters Co. group. In red, you could tell I was spending money those days. I colored in the boxes I didn't spend any money, which I think is really satisfying. I put a Midori index tab here on the month or the page that I'm on, because when I'm just flipping through real quick, the Tomoe River paper is kind of thin and flimsy, so it's kind of difficult. And I am sorry if I'm moving the camera a lot. But yeah. And then this is a spread where you just write down all the dates of the month, and then you write down where you spent money. Like on this day, it was groceries. So if I go back and I look on this day, groceries, let's see, I don't even know what day that is, the 4th. Groceries was $83. That's how much I spent on groceries. And so if I want to flip back to that page, you can see like what I spent money on. Eating out, McDonald's on the 11th, so on and so forth. She does have this no spend tracker here, which I think I might not do for next month, only because I do just really enjoy seeing all of it together right here. But I mean, that's just what works for my brain. November bills, I don't really want to show that, but November bills, what I spend cash on. I do like doing like cash envelope system. I wrote down how much I spent on gas. The money we spent on groceries, so up here I put our budget for the month, eating out budget for the month. I tried to stay under $100. And then what I spent with the groceries, and you know, and then keeping track in the circle of how much I have left for the month. Circle in red because that is a good indicator for me. Some debts that I have right now, which I'll probably list here and here, which I could pay these now, but we're working on something else right now, so that'll have to wait. And then the next spread here will be December, the calendar. And that is what I have there, which Tori on Paper's video is really great, so please check that out. But I do plan on using this as a wallet, only because it's kind of cumbersome having all of these things completely separate. And I noticed that I didn't want to carry my notebook, my little pocket notebook, my sketchbook, and my wallet. And so I put these two things together, right? My sketchbook and my pocket notebook. And then I'm like, well, I usually use Apple Pay, so I don't really need to get to my cards very often, but it would be nice to have it all in one thing instead of all separate. But then here in the back, I have this pocket notebook, and I just attached it here with this booty clip from Coffee Monsters Co. So I don't have it in the strings. I did have it in the strings, but sometimes I just like to take this out, and taking it in and out is kind of annoying. So that will just hang out there. But this is my scratch notes. So my little key in the front, notes, actions, moods, events, appointments, memories, and important, which I don't even really use this key. I kind of just free for all of it. But scratch notes, as you can see, it's super messy. I just draw out my calendar. I don't even like, I don't know. This is really appealing to me, and it has really been working well. I actually got this calendar set up from Blank First Page here on YouTube. So a lot of video recommendations, because that's where I get all my ideas, you know, and I'd like to try things out. I do a rolling weekly for my weekly to-dos, and then what I've actually been testing out is a daily to-do list in my phone, because I was writing my daily to-dos in here also, but I do like to rapid log in here, and I was just blowing through notebooks. This is my 4th one, and I love starting a new little notebook, but that's money, and you know, we're trying to do our best to not spend money over here. So spending more money on little pocket notebooks is not really what I want to do. I have toyed around with this. I bought this for 2026. This is a monthly insert booklet from Sterling Ink. Put a sticker here, which I think is so cute. I might still try to do this for 2026, but because I do love more stickers. A monthly calendar. Oh, that was people's birthdays, sorry. I do like a monthly calendar in this setup, but the thing about this is it's another insert in there, and I already have a lot of things in there, and I'm kind of getting overwhelmed with how many inserts I have. Although I am toying around with the idea of buying jump bands just so I could try a different way to set it up, so that this one, if I put it in the middle, it doesn't like jump towards, like, I want to put it here, but when you do this, it has overhang, and I can't do overhang. This is just, I don't like that. So I seen a different video where this woman, you put this in the center band, and then you put a jump band between these 2 books, and then you put a jump band between the last 2 books, and then it won't bulge out like that. So, but I obviously need to buy more bands because I don't have enough to do that. Something I want to try. But so my rapid logging that I do in there, I do transfer that information. So I rapid log as many days as I need to. But usually I'll transfer those memories and elaborate further in my memory keeper, which is this Kimbor A5 that I'm actually using as a diary journal. Anywho, that is what I do. And I did also, because I skipped last week's video, and I had gone to the thrift store and I found this. Oh, I found this, which is, I don't want to zoom in too much. Okay, so this is just a jewelry box, I think. But I just absolutely loved how it looked. It opens up like this, completely flat. And I do have just some little doodads in here. I haven't completely filled it, but then down here I added, so this had some different material down here. So I ripped it out, put Mod Podge down there, and then my mom had some extra suede or fake suede fabric. So I just took all of it out, I Mod Podged, glued, and relined all of this. I didn't do these parts, as you can tell, but so soft, because now I can put my fountain pens down here, which I still have them in this case. These ones are not inked, but you know, this is gorgeous also. And this pen, so my dad passed away in 2020, and he had a pen that looked just like this. It was actually had an arrow right here, which I think is the Parker. I think that's the brand Parker, but my dad carried that pen everywhere, and after he passed away, my brother had it. But my brother lost it, and I ended up just finding this one in a parking lot. And I was like, oh my gosh, because he was very sad that he lost our dad's pen. And I was like, oh, I found this in a parking lot, and this looks almost exactly like it, except obviously this is cross. And yeah, he let me have it, so I haven't found a good use for it, but I just love it. So it's just there hanging out with my fountain pens that are not inked right now. And yeah, I just love this box. It's just so gorgeous. And I didn't pay a lot of money for it. I think it was like $5 at the thrift store. And it's in really good condition. So this is actually a handle here in the center. So if I wanted to, I could completely fill this up and then just carry it around the house like this. But I just leave it on my desk because I like how it looks. But anywho, that is my little flip through of my everyday carry and how I use it and the things that I love to use on a daily basis or a very regular basis. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you next time. Bye!